Good morning, everybody. So yesterday I went to visit a friend, and I decided to take a different way home, and I found a nursery that I didn't even know existed. And they had a type of crepe myrtle that I've never seen before, and that's this guy on the right. It's in a 3-gallon pot. It's a triple trunk, which is probably just 3 cuttings stuck together, because that's how the growers produce landscape plants, because people want a nice, thick, bushy plant. I'm going to do my very best in the winter when this thing is dormant to try to separate these guys into 3 separate trees. But that's for another day. What I was so impressed with was the color of the flowers. And I think I may just bring it down here. And it's tall enough where the flowers would probably be right there. Yeah, look at these flowers, man. They're just absolutely beautiful. Pure white. And the foliage is a very deep burgundy, so it's a very, very interesting tree. So I fell in love with it, so I had to buy one. And they had, I don't know, 12 or 15, so I chose the best one that I thought. But just a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And crepe myrtles bloom off of brand new growth. So if we bring this guy back up to the bench and take a look close up here, you can see that almost straight across here and here and here, it was cut back this spring. So there's a pretty heavy duty cut back right there, and then another one right here, and another one right there, and they're almost all on the same line. So somebody came through, the production person, and just cut them all just straight across. And so this is all brand new growth from this year, and it's a good 2 feet long, and then the flowers emerge at the end of the branches. But I just love that white color. And so I also wanted to show you the little guy that I got in April. I bought this, I think this is a dwarf. I really do. I bought this little dwarf guy in April at a plant sale in downtown, and I immediately put it into a 6-inch bulb pan, and it grew into the 6-inch bulb pan beautifully. And so then I put it into an 8-inch bulb pan. So this was only April, now it's only the middle of June. So in only a couple of months, and it grew beautifully. And once again, I wanted it to elongate to produce flowers. And it has only begun to produce one little tiny flower right there. And it's a nice little pink. But if we look, the flower buds are just everywhere on this thing. It is blooming. It will be blooming like crazy. Flower buds on the tips of every single branch, because that's what crepe myrtles do. So the plan for both of these guys in the short term is to let them flower as profusely as they want, and then collect the seed. Once the flowers fade, crepe myrtle produces a little round fruit. It's a dehiscent fruit, which is just a fancy word for saying that it has no goo. And then the seeds are a little samara. So the seed is on one end, and then it has a little tail that helps them distribute in the wind. The samara sends the seed in the wind, and it kind of flies away. And I will show you that once we're there. But I just wanted to show you my new acquisition. So that's short term. Let them bloom as much as they want. Collect the seed. And then my experience with crepe myrtle seed is they have no dormancy. At least not here, this far south. So you plant them right away as soon as you collect them. And then for this guy here, I mean, this guy has a pretty nice movement already. So this could make a very interesting small bonsai in really no time at all. And this one here, once again, I'm going to try the best I can to separate the 3 stalks into 3 individual stalks. And that will probably include dunking the whole root ball in water and kind of washing the roots away, and then very slowly trying to, because boy, they are sure tight in there now. And actually, when I bought it, I told the guy I was going to do that, a salesperson. He said, good luck with that. But hey, if the seed germinate and I get little seedlings, and perhaps I don't get all 3 of these guys to live from the separation process, then I still have as many of these that I want to produce into bonsai. So I just love the white flowers. Just absolutely gorgeous. And this is pretty early for crepe myrtles to be flowering, but they do come in early, mid, and late season flowers. So early flowers are about right now, then mid-season is about July 1st, and then the late season ones is closer to the end of July. I have 2 huge ones in the ground that eventually will be bonsai, but they haven't begun to flower at all yet. The reason the camera moved because I turned around just to see. So they're there, but they haven't begun to flower at all. So just a quick video on my brand new white crepe myrtle. I just could not resist. And I'm super happy with this guy too. He's just looking really good. And you know, it's kind of hilarious that there's only 1 flower, but once every single flower cluster opens, it's just going to be so pretty. And crepe myrtles are kind of like the analog to the northern lilac without the fragrance. But a crepe myrtle in full bloom, nice healthy one, is a sight to see. And of course, normally bonsai, because you want the ramification and you want nice dense pads, crepe myrtles normally don't flower as bonsai because you're constantly pinching them off. You know, it's plainly obvious. If we look here, this whole spray is all at the end of the branch, and that's impossible to get flowers if you're constantly pinching off the new growth, because they never elongate. There's no chance for the flowers to form. And I've seen some beautiful crepe myrtles with incredible ramification. So crepe myrtles, once again, that's another tree that presents a paradox. Do you let it elongate and produce flowers, or do you pinch for ramification? And I've seen some beautiful, beautiful crepe myrtles that were pinched for ramification that were just spectacular. And a lot of times with me, I have a couple bonsai, but they're nothing to write home about. I usually pinch until about now, until about the middle of June, and they are mid-season flowers, and then I will let them flower just a little bit. So thanks for watching this video on my brand new white one. I just love it. It's just gorgeous. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and you can watch the progress of both of these guys. I may also try to take some cuttings next spring from this big tall one, because I certainly don't want some of the branches, some of the stalks, the 3 stalks, have some potential to be decent bonsai. They have some decent movement and whatnot. But you certainly don't want one this long. So there's always a period of time between buying a landscape tree destined, to be put into the ground versus a pre-bonsai where it's being grown specifically to become a bonsai. Because the bonsai growers are doing much more trimming to keep the trees shorter and fuller. And landscape plants are just allowed to grow because you want the bigger the better, the longer the better. The more flowers on a crepe myrtle, the better. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you'd like. And I will see you in the next installment of this and all my trees. Every time I do an update, I try to add to a playlist too. So this will be the beginning one of this playlist. So thank you so much for watching.